and tight, can you see it? Streaming the truth live from where they decree it. Sylvia speaks, no filter, no buffer. Courtroom drama couldn't get any tougher.
When the gavel's first bang, to the witness stands tears. Sylvia's lens captures all your hopes and fears. Uploading justice one trial at a time. Tune in every moment, edges sublime.
Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Faces tell stories, the courtroom can't hide. Sylvia's insights cut through the divide. From jury talks to the lawyer's secret. In Sylvia's world, you know you'll need it. Behind the scenes where whispers are loud, her lens reveals the truth in the crowd. Courtroom secrets laid bare to see. Stay curious with Sylvia Spree. Every objection, every sharp retort, Sylvia's there to give you the report. Exclusive footage no one else can snag. From catchy headlines straight to the tag. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show.
Faces tell.
Hey everybody, hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I know this hat is doing a little bit too much right here. Hold on, let me change my hat because that hat looks a little bit too much. It looks too busy. I think I'm gonna put my Chi-Town hat on. Hold on, because this one here is a little bit too busy. Here we go. I really need a New York hat on. That's what I need, my New York hat. Somebody going, New Yorkers, are you around? I need a New York hat on. All right, these glasses are acting funny. Hey everybody, hey, hello pretty chick, hello Serena, hey C Sheets, hey Keith, hello Patricia, hey C SSS Success, hey Coco. All right, y'all. Good afternoon, everybody. You guys know Monday we start off the new trial. And I wanted to basically give a message to both sides. I noticed people have been Googling my name in regard to this case, and they I guess trying to find out who is going to cover this particular case. And I want to give a message out to both sides. First, I want to give condolences to Daniel's family, friends, co-workers, and those who are feeling the effect of this case, who are having a hard time and who haven't healed, who's still hurting from the loss. And I also want to acknowledge Lacy Boles' family as well, who, whether you believe it or not, they are affected by this case as well. They are affected by, I saw her father at the courthouse, and he definitely is going through, just like those who are going through on his side. And also I want to pray for the both family as well as the children. The children are affected by this as well. It's sad. It's it's a hurting situation. First, I want to tell you what my role is, okay? I am just here as a person who's just bringing information out to people. Information about the case, information what's going on in the courtroom. I don't know either party. And I want to be extremely sensitive to both sides. I'm going to try to be as neutral as possible. We got to also remember, and I know the families on Daniel's side believe that Lacy did it. I don't know who did it. I was not there. I don't know. Okay. But what I can tell you, what the law says a person is innocent until a jury of their peers find them guilty. Okay. So I'm going to treat this case right now as innocent until proven guilty. Okay. I'm going to try to keep my personal opinion out of this case because my opinion does not matter. I'm not on the jury. I'm not the judge. I'm not anybody but a person just bringing information to you guys. And I understand some of you guys have been putting justice for Daniel. Definitely justice needs to be served in this case, regardless of who wins. And I pray that God, that the truth, the facts are brought out in this case. And not emotions, but facts. You don't want the wrong person to go to prison, and you don't want the wrong stuff to come out. And I'm just praying that God reveal exactly what happened. If Lacy did it, I pray that she will repent and that that she will be found according to the facts in the case guilty, and she would have to serve the time, whatever it is. But if she's not the person who actually did this and say he did unalive himself, I just pray that the family will find peace in what is being rendered by the jury and based on the facts. And I pray that the facts will come out and that everyone will see exactly what happened to Daniel. And I pray that the family will have some closure, some sort of peace behind this after this trial. I pray that the children will be fully restored. I pray for all parties. Okay. So the last couple of days of me bringing you guys this case, I got some messages, not bad messages, just messages of, people saying that they're family members and things like that. And I am aware of, there is a Facebook page that has been sharing my my videos. And I pray that people don't take my humor as something being insensitive to the case. Okay. Sometimes you need some sort of humor in a bad situation like this. There's so much stuff that goes on in life. Sometimes you have to find that little something to make you smile. Even though this is not a smiling type of case at all, because a life was lost, right? But please do not take anything I say personal, because I don't know anybody. And I try to be as neutral as possible in this case. But you guys know, let me put it out here now. I am a Brian Steele fan, okay? If you have a problem with me being a Brian Steele fan, then maybe my channel's not the channel for you, okay? But I am a Steele fan. I love Mr. Steele. I love his work. I love his integrity. I love how he treats me as a person. He's always respected me. We have a good relationship. So if you have a problem with Mr. Steele, I may not be the channel for you. He's doing a job, y'all. Just like I'm doing a job bringing information to you guys, he's doing a job. He's here to represent his client, and he's going to represent his client as hard and as the best that he can. That's why he is considered one of the best in the state of Georgia, and also in appeals court, he's one of the good one, right? But if you guys have a problem with me being in awe with Mr. Steele, then I'm not going to hide that at all, because that's just my buddy. It's my pal. But I can distinguish the difference between his job and his personal self. Okay. He is a man of integrity, whether you guys believe it or not. If he's taking a case, he's usually taking a case where there is something that was not done right, and he feels that this person needs a super fair trial, that the representation is needed, and he's going to work hard for his client. Okay, so tell me in the chat now if you have a problem with me being a fan of Mr. Steele. Put it in the chat. Let me know. And you probably need to say hi, bye, and I'll see you guys another time. Maybe on another case that Mr. Steele is not on. Okay. But as far as me being like saying I'm on the side of the defendant, no, that's not where I'm at. I am neutral, y'all. I am neutral. I don't have a dog, cat, rat, puppy in the race at all. I don't have anybody in. All I have is Mr. Steele, and I'm not siding with the defense because of Mr. Steele. I'm just gonna tell it like it is, right? You get what I mean? Y'all remember the last case that he had? SSS, remember the last case? I was like, I don't know why Mr. Steele taking this case, but it's his job. He has a job to do, just like I have a job to do. And if I feel that certain things is not like cool, and if I say, oh, the jurors do not like Mr. Steele, I will tell them. So, and that's basically it. I wanted to give that information to the family. I want the family to know that I am praying for everyone that is involved. I'm praying for healing. I'm praying for restoration. I'm praying for God to reveal everything, the facts of the case. I am praying for you guys. Okay. Don't be afraid to come into this chat. Do not be afraid. But let me tell you, here's the other rule. Please don't come in here being nasty to me or saying nasty stuff or talk about me and saying I'm stupid and any insult I will not accept at all. I'm not that person, okay? I'm not going to accept any insult from anybody. So as long as we're clear, you know what my rules are. I'm okay with you expressing your opinion. And please do not fight each other in the chat. Please do not fight each other in the chat. That is not cool. We want this house to be peaceful, Okay? We want to walk in love. Okay? We want to edify things that are lovely, pure, a good report. Those are the things we want to talk about. But I am going to give you the raw truth of the facts of what's going on in the case. That's why I asked for Rule 22, which I do have access to Rule 22. I've been extremely blessed in being able to cover cases, and there's some cases that was hard, like the last one I just did. It was a hard case, and my opinion really showed, and it was hard because they were dealing with children, children and things like ours and children, and those are hard things, and it's hard for me to just like, okay. But I'm extremely grateful. I thank you guys. Thank the person who is the head of that head of that channel, Justice for, it's on Facebook. It's called, let me see, let me pull it up for you guys, those that want to go and check it out. I did take a look at it because somebody put it in my chat, and I said, let me go check this out. And it's called Justice for Daniel Lee Akers. And it says, let me pull it up for you guys so you guys can see. Hold on a second, let me show it to you guys. All right, it says, this is a channel right here, and it's on Facebook. It says this will be a positive page used to post, update, and gain and supply information, share memories of Daniel, and show through pictures and videos who Daniel Lee Akers is. And I'm following this page as well. So, and then they also say, sorry for the confusion. As of today, the jury selection is set for June 15. The trial is set to start on June 16. Infamous Sylvia has a YouTube page, and she has been covering the pretrial. I actually typed in Lacy Boles murder trial on YouTube and found several videos. I'll keep you all posted on important detail, and I am aware of them. Sorry. As I made aware of them. Sorry, I'm reading things and I'm not seeing. Sorry about that. But this is the page right here, and they have a lot of individuals who support support Daniel, and they've been waiting for this. This happened back in 2019, and they've been waiting for justice. They've been waiting for this trial to start, and it's finally going to court. So, and this is my channel right here. They posted this in there. So, and also the young ladies, remember I told you guys I've been speaking to Jenny from the Sisters Uncensored, and they're the one who was covering this case before. But this is the channel that if you guys want to follow and hear what's going on in the channel, okay? And they seem very, very peaceful. They just want justice. They just want justice, and there are a lot of people that are hurting in regard to this case, okay? What today I'm going to finish these videos because I remember I have these videos from the pretrial, and and also I want to post the motion. I mean the jurors questionnaire that they're going to have to fill out on Monday, and they're going to be filling it out while the judge is giving them the instruction of what the charges are and the indictment, what the indictment is all about. All right, Law and Crime is going to be live streaming this. They're trying to get the logistics together regarding camera rules and regulation by the judge. Okay, so anybody that is close to the case, if you want to contact me, you can by email or by calling me. So I am open to hearing what you guys have to say in regard to this. I'll keep you guys abreast of anything that's going on. I'll do like my morning rides. You guys are going to ride with me as I go to court. And also I'm going to do, it's going to be pretty hard for me to do evening update because I got this job, I have to deliver pizza. but I'm gonna try my best to try to give you guys update like on my ride home and tell you what's going on. And on the weekends, I'll probably give you more up-to-date stuff. Will I be streaming it as well with Law and Crime? I'm not too sure yet. I don't know if my OBS still works, but I will be on at night. I'm gonna try at night to bring you guys something, okay? Because it's gonna be hard. As soon as I get out of court, I'm going straight to do pizza stuff. So, but I'm off. I'll be working. Let me see. Monday through Monday and Tuesday, I'm gonna be in the courthouse all day. And the trial is supposed to last about 8 days, right? That's what I'm told. It's gonna last about 8 days. That's about 2 weeks. The judge is debating over whether or not they're gonna give Juneteenth off, because the state said they don't mind having court, but then the judge said they'll have to revisit it after the jurors are seated, because there might be people on the jury who celebrate Juneteenth, and they're gonna give them the day off if the jury wants it. So, anybody has any question before I start playing my tape, the rest of this interview? Any questions? Anybody have any questions? Oh, I gotta play my little video from I did this my own creation, so I'm gonna play that little video so you guys can see my video of the giving you a breakdown of the trial, the case. Okay, sounds good. All right, here we go. Let's see. Here we go.
On December 22, 2019, deputies from the Paulding County Sheriff's Office responded to a reported suicide at a home on Braymill Court in Dallas, Georgia. They discovered 36-year-old Daniel Akers dead from a gunshot wound to the head. His wife, Lacy Boles, reported the incident as a suicide. Detectives immediately noted inconsistencies between Boles' account and the physical evidence at the scene. Following a delayed autopsy report from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, GBI, officials determined that the gunshot wound was not self-inflicted and classified the death as a homicide. Detectives immediately noted inconsistencies between Boles' account and the physical evidence at the scene. Following a delayed autopsy report from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, GBI, officials determined that the gunshot wound was not self-inflicted and classified the death as a homicide. On May 29, 2020, Boles was arrested and charged with the following felonies: malice, murder, felony murder, 2 counts, aggravated assault, false statements, tampering with evidence. Boles was initially released from the Paulding County Jail on a $100,000 bond, which remains a focal point of ongoing community protest and legal scrutiny. The case remains in the Georgia judicial system. In the matter of the state of Georgia versus Lacy Boles, the prosecution builds its case on forensic evidence disproving a suicide attempt, while prominent defense attorney Brian Steele actively contests the admissibility and authenticity of key state evidence. Prosecution overview. The state's case, led by Paulding County prosecutors, centers on proving a deliberate homicide that was intentionally staged. The core theory: the state asserts that Boles fatally shot her husband, Daniel Akers, in the head and knowingly fabricated a suicide narrative to law enforcement during her 911 call. Forensic evidence. The prosecution relies heavily on the Georgia Bureau of Investigation medical examiner's report, which explicitly concluded that the trajectory and nature of the gunshot wound were not self-inflicted. Behavioral and scene inconsistencies. Investigators note stark contradictions between Boles' verbal account of the evening and the physical layout and forensic placement of evidence inside the Braymill Court residence.
Criminal charges.
Backed by these findings, the state seeks a conviction on multiple felony counts: malice, murder, felony murder, aggravated assault, false statements, and tampering with evidence. Defense summary represented by high-profile defense attorney Brian Steele. The defense focuses heavily on aggressive pretrial litigation to suppress the state's evidence and preserve Boles' constitutional rights. Evidence
suppression.
Defense counsel Steele has filed rigorous objections against the admission of key state exhibits, notably contesting the authenticity and foundational relevance of audio recordings sought by the prosecution.
challenging law enforcement.
The defense argues that statements made by Boles at the scene have been misconstrued or taken out of context by detectives trying to force a homicide narrative.
Presumption of innocence.
Steele's framework highlights the lack of an eyewitness or explicit motive, emphasizing that the burden of proof rests entirely on the state to overcome a highly complex, initially ambiguous death scene.
Procedural protections.
The defense leverages rigorous motion hearings to ensure police investigation techniques did not overstep statutory or constitutional boundaries during the delayed investigation. The statutory penalties under Georgia law and an anticipated witness list for the state of Georgia
Versus Lacy.
Jolie Boles are detailed below. Statutory penalties under Georgia law if convicted on the current felony indictment. Lacy Jolie Boles faces severe mandatory statutory penalties under the official code of Georgia.
Annotated.
Malice murder and felony murder.
Mandatory life imprisonment.
Or the death penalty.
Aggravated assault.
1 to 20 years in state prison. False statements.
1 to 5 years in prison.
A fine of up to $1,000 or both.
Tampering with evidence.
1 to 3 years in prison.
Anticipated.
Witness list. The state relies on a mixture of responding personnel, forensic scientists, and electronic to establish the initial scene layout, the location of the body, and the defendant's immediate demeanor.
Lit detective.
To detail the explicit timeline discrepancies, the interrogation flow. Let's get started.
All right, guys. I am going to go over what some of the voir dire questions are going to be. Remember, let me go ahead on and show you something. Remember, there was a motion submitted, an order submitted by the judge in regard to the motion hearing that they had on June the 2nd. And there was some motion that Mr. Steele was asking for to be suppressed, some evidence that would be suppressed. And some of those things that I'm going to give you, I did a video on this the other day. And if you go back, you can go check the video I did, the last video I did on this. But on June 2nd, they met and had a motion hearing. And the video that I intend to play today is the second half of the officer that was on that got the permission from Lacy to search her home. Mr. Steele tried to get that suppressed, but because the officer did do it in writing and requested Lacy to sign off on it, the judge denied Mr. Steele the suppression of the search, the stuff that they found during the search of the home. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead on and play this video for you guys, the testimony of that officer. Hold on a second, let me just go ahead on play this, play the testimony of the officer. All right.
And because Lacy had been transported to the Walton County Hospital, once I made sure that the scene.
Okay. He's talking, this officer that's on the stand right now, he is giving account of what happened when he got the consent to search her home from her. She is at the hospital and he brings the paperwork over to her to sign, and he's just giving account of what happened. So I just wanted to give you a little bit rundown on that. I hope you guys can hear it. I try to enhance the volume as much as I could, but this is the best that I could get it, okay? Just, if you're having problems, just put on the headphones and you'll hear it better, okay?
Secure, I didn't left for the hospital.
And you left for the hospital. Why didn't you go to the hospital?
That's where Lacy was taken to by EMS in an ambulance.
And what was your purpose in going to the hospital where this defendant was?
To talk to her to see if she'd tell me what happened that night. And also, I had a consent and search paperwork that we have with the sheriff's office that I was going to see if she would sign so we could finish with the house with the scene.
Okay, so when you left, there was still law enforcement on at the house scene, is that correct?
Correct, yes, sir.
And you leave that scene and you go to the hospital where this defendant is.
Correct.
Okay, so now you're at the hospital. What happens now?
I locate, I'm shown where Lacy is in that room by hospital staff. I go in and she is sitting, I guess it's like a table or whatever type of chair they have in that room, in the hospital room. And there was another male and female, which I believe she had told me was either her daughter and her boyfriend, or maybe his sister and boyfriend. I can't remember exactly who was who on that. But there was a male and female in the room.
And she was in the room. So 3 people were in the room besides you, is that correct? So when you entered the room, what, if anything, did you do?
She was emotional. She was crying. I told her who I was, and that if she could tell me kind of what happened that evening, that morning, and she went through and told me. So at that point, I went with the consent to search. I filled out the first initial part, which is just basically putting the name, her address, who I am. The other detective was Amanda Carter on the scene. She was a crime scene person, and that basically you're giving me permission to go into the house and collect anything that is related with the incident.
Now, you're on the scene and you're talking to this defendant. Did you have any trouble communicating with her at all?
No, sir.
Did she have any trouble communicating with you at all? Officer Ogden, I show you what has previously been marked for identification as State's Exhibit number 5 and ask if you can identify that document.
Yes, sir. This is the consent search form.
And is that in fact, the consent form that you presented to the defendant on that day?
Yes, sir.
And this is now December 22nd that you're talking to this defendant. What did you tell her about this consent form?
So basically, I filled out the initial portion, which is Lacy Boles. It goes into it, and it comes into myself and Detective Carter, who are all the county detectives, and doing a complete search of the premise at 83 Braden Court.
Okay, now I want you to tell this court exactly how you went over that particular document with this defendant on that particular morning. Just exactly what you did with that document.
So I basically read the entire document.
Okay, can you read the entire document as you read it to the defendant that morning?
Yes, sir. So I, Lacy Boles, have been informed of my constitutional right not to have a search made of the premise and or automobile mentioned without a search warrant. I have also been informed of my right to consent to such a search. However, I hereby authorize Detective T. Ogden and Detective A. Carter, Paulding County Detectives, title of officers and agents names of agency, to conduct a complete search of the premise and or automobile at 83 Braden Court, LS 30157. These officers or agents are authorized by me to take from the premises and or automobile any letters, papers, materials, or other property which is contraband or evidence in the nature of suicide. I understand that this contraband or evidence may be used against me in a court of law. This written permission is being given by me to the above named persons voluntarily and without threats, duress, or promises of any kind. I understand that I may ask for and receive the receipt of all for all means stated.
And did she in fact sign it?
Yes, sir. Chief.
Did you watch her sign it?
Yes, sir.
And at the time she signed it, was there any type of duress or coercion to make her sign it?
No, sir.
Did she have any questions at all about that document?
Not that I recall. No, sir.
Well, if she had any questions about it, what would you have done?
I would have answered the question.
Okay, and if she had a problem understanding any of it, what would you have done at that point?
I would have stopped with paperwork if she's not understanding.
So you were content from talking to her that she understood what was being said and what the document said?
Correct, yes, sir.
At any point that morning, did she ever convey to you that she in any way wanted the search limited in any fashion of her home there at Brainmill?
No, sir.
Brainmill Court, okay. At any time did she say, hey, you know what, I thought about it, I want to stop this search? Did she ever indicate that?
No, sir.
Was this a result of any kind of prolonged questioning that you gave her that day?
No, sir.
How long do you think you talked to her about giving this particular consent on that morning?
I may have been in there 20, 30 minutes.
And if she had any questions, did you answer them?
Yes, sir.
Was she threatened with any type of physical punishment to give you consent to search?
No, sir.
And were you able to tell her approximate age by looking at her?
Approximately, yes, sir.
Okay, how old did you think she was just by looking at her?
Probably late 20s, early 30s, somewhere around that.
Okay, and did she seem like she had normal intelligence when you were talking to her?
Yes, sir.
What about her education? Did she seem to understand the English language all right?
Yes, sir.
And was she in detention at all when she talked to you?
No, sir.
And was there any type of fear or intimidation used to get her to talk to you?
No, sir.
And was there any kind of threat at all to obtain her affirmative response to your request for a search of her home?
No, sir.
So the question, wait. Officer Ogden, when you were talking to this defendant, did she give any indication that she did not understand what was going on?
No, sir.
Did you see, well, let's just talk about this. Have you seen somebody under the influence of intoxicants before?
Yes, sir.
Did she give you any indication that she was under the influence of intoxicants to the degree that she couldn't comprehend what you were saying?
No, sir.
And any question she asked, was it an appropriate question to you from what you were advising her of?
Yes, sir.
And if you had any indication that she was not able to comprehend what was going on that particular morning, what, if anything, would have been your response to that?
I would have ceased communication at that point. I felt like she wasn't understanding.
Did she ever tell you, hey, I don't want to talk to you at this point?
No, sir.
And was she cooperative or uncooperative with regard to what you were asking for?
She was cooperative.
That's all the questions I have. She's with you.
Oh, sir. Were you wearing a body-worn camera or any type of recording of this interaction with Ms. Boles?
No, sir.
Was anybody, to your knowledge, that recorded this interaction that the court can have?
No, sir.
So, do you know whether there was any type of medical drug, prescription drug given by the medical personnel to Ms. Boles before you met her?
I would not have known that, sir.
Now, when you arrived at the house, Ms. Boles' home, the deceased home,
Yes.
do you remember seeing Ms. Boles being helped out, escorted out by the EMTs?
Yes, sir.
And can you tell us what type of condition she was in then?
She was very emotional, screaming, crying as they were taking her to the ambulance.
And then I believe to the home, you didn't go with Ms. Boles to the hospital, you didn't go to
Correct.
You went into the home and you saw the deceased, is that fair to say?
Yes, sir.
And what was going on when you first went into the home, you saw the deceased in that room?
I believe there may have been a deputy. I couldn't tell you exactly how many. There may have been 1 or 2 deputies in there that were just there to secure that scene. But other than that, that was it.
How about the EMTs before? You don't know what they did because you got there later.
Correct, that I know.
All right. When you go to the hospital, Fulton County Hospital, you met with Ms. Boles.
Yes, sir.
And you knew that by the time you got there, she had cleaned up, she had blood on her hands when she was leaving the house, and she had no blood on her hands when you started the hospital. Is that
Yes, sir.
what you remember it?
Yes, sir.
And she was still extremely emotional, whatever the right word is, when you saw her at the hospital.
Correct. She was still crying and just in an emotional state.
Similar state when she was being escorted out.
Not as loud, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And in fact, you gauged it where you didn't think it was appropriate to interview or interrogate Ms. Boles at that time in that state of mind. Is that
Correct. After I got her initial just brief of what happened, at that point, I just went to the consent search and just decided I could talk to her at the time.
And why was that? Why didn't you think it was appropriate to
Just the,
interrogate her? I was going to say, no, it's probably me I'm talking to, so the court reporter probably was one of us at the time. Can you tell us how why it was that you made the decision that it was not appropriate, it was not fair, whatever the right word is, not just so, not reasonable, interrogate or interview Ms. Boles at that time? So that's my question.
basically, the gist of what she told me, I kind of had an idea with her statement to me at that time. At that point, her emotional state, I felt like there was no need to press forward. She kind of told me the gist of everything that had happened. So at that point, I wanted to at least get the consent search of the home.
What did Ms. Boles tell you about the incident?
She told me that she had heard the deceased come in the house, and at that point, she had followed downstairs, and then when he entered the room to the left, once you go downstairs, she said that he had turned around and she saw that he had a gun, and she said, "What are you going to do? Shoot yourself?" And then I guess at that point she said he had shot himself, and then she fell on top of him trying to do CPR.
Did she tell you she tried to stop the deceased from shooting himself?
Yes.
And then after that was when you did the consent to search. Before that conversation, you did the consent to search. Do you remember?
It was a conversation first, and then the consent search.
And after speaking with her is when you realized I should not be having a conversation with her, a full conversation.
Correct.
What was it about your interaction at that point with Ms. Boles when you said this is not the time?
Just the emotional state. She would be able to, she'd be crying, she would stop. She could tell me what happened, and she'd start crying again. So I felt like at that time, not really knowing much, but I had a death investigation. I didn't feel like pressing her, not knowing exactly all what had happened.
Okay. And then you read to Ms. Boles, you let her read the consent to search form, which I think you could check it from the state's exhibit number 5 for purposes of this hearing, but I may be wrong.
Yes, sir. I did, basically, like I said, I filled out the top portion of her name, my name, the other Detective Carter, Fulton County Detectives, the address, and the nature of suicide. And then I signed my name, and she signed her name.
Did you read it? Did she read it? Do you remember?
I read it to her. Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't see a time on state's exhibit number 5. Do you record the time by any chance?
The time I did not say.
I don't believe I heard the question. May I just have a moment?
Yes, sir.
You're out here for a moment.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Wolf?
First of all, you gotta state tender's number 5.
Any purposes of today, no objection.
All right.
Mr. Steele was asking you the questions about you not continuing to question this particular defendant at this particular time. Did you quit talking to her because you couldn't communicate with her, or for some other reason?
Just other reason. I felt I had enough of an initial statement from her, just kind of the gist of what had happened that night. Obviously, being this a death investigation, I knew I was going to talk to her at a later time, and I still hadn't really fully grasped the scene yet. I just had a quick glance, kind of just talking to the other officers on scene of what had occurred, what they had responded to, and so at that point, I felt like I had enough at that moment just to begin the investigation.
That's all the question I have. Thank you.
Anything else for this witness?
Your Honor, we don't.
Thank you, sir. You step down. Yes, sir.
Your Honor, state your risk.
All right. Is there any other evidence on this motion? No?
No, Your Honor, state your risk.
Not on behalf of Ms. Boles.
Okay. Any argument? Y'all would like
I can submit without argument.
That's not
a concern.
All right. All right. So are we now at the point where we've covered all of the pending pretrial motions? Yes,
Your Honor.
Yes.
Just some housekeeping matters. I have a phone drive here, Your Honor, states Exhibit 4. Stating my place as a member of the bar in good standing, that this is the audio recording valid decedent's phone that we talked about. I'd like to hear that and admit that into evidence. This concerns the state's motion in London No. 1 to have court admit unlimited audio recording evidence from a phone.
All right. Any objection to that, Mr. Gill?
No, not for purposes of today.
Okay. It's admitted for purposes of
And then ask for leave of court for the court to allow me to take the clerk, get the clerk to allow me to take possession of states number 1. I'll make a copy of states number 1 and return states number 1 to the clerk tomorrow morning. Just need to maintain a copy of states number 1 for trial. And also states number 2, I'd like to make a copy and retain for trial states number 2. That's the written form. I believe that's it. But I like to make copies of what I've tendered today was admitted, just so I have it for trial. I can do that.
All right.
Turn all that in tomorrow.
Would it be easier for y'all if we just copied them and gave back the originals? I also have stage 3 here.
I don't think stage 3 was admitted. That was just for your Honor's demonstrative consideration. This is stage 3, the photo in life. So I think I could just take back stage 3. Wasn't really admitted. And then if I could just copy the disc and papers, or the, I don't know, put the onus on the clerk to copy a disc. So I could have those back to this Jenna tomorrow morning.
That'd be fine. We can do that.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else?
Just for the record, can I not submit, I'll do whatever the court says, the prosecutor desires, but instead of bringing the thumb drive with March 5th, 2020 interrogation interview, it's exactly, should be exactly what it is now. It states exhibit number 1 for today's hearing. I will do whatever you want, but I know that,
I don't think I need it.
yeah, I mean, it's duplicitous.
Can I talk to y'all about scheduling?
Yes, sir.
I don't want to tell anyone they can't have Juneteenth off if they want it off. Is somebody asking for that to be off?
State's not asking for, we just recognize the court holidays, which it is not. But if there's a juror, obviously if there's a juror who says, I plan to celebrate, I celebrate it every year, then that's fine.
That could happen. And then, so that takes out a day. Does that give anybody pause that we're now not finished by the end of the second week?
No, Your Honor.
Do y'all want to take Friday, Juneteenth off?
I prefer not to, the state. Because I think we are going to be tight for time. Between.
I guess the only potential problem we could have, we have a juror that feels strongly about it, and here we are telling her or him, can't have a day off. Do you want to reserve that until the trial starts and then we can ask?
I would say reserve it, and then if anybody says, I'm off from work that day, I celebrate that day, no objection.
Why don't we just reserve that and only that week will apply. All right, I think that is the day. I'll get y'all out in order as soon as possible.
Yeah.
May I have protest
Unrelated, sure.
Oh my God, I've been talking all this time. Oh, golly, I gotta repeat everything I said. Oh my goodness, y'all, why didn't y'all call me? Oh my goodness. I didn't. Oh my Lord. Oh, you text me, but you didn't call me. You text me, you didn't call me. All this time. I got to go back from the number one. Oh my God. You didn't call me to tell so I could take. I got to start it over. Okay, let me start it over. Dang. I know y'all tried. Thank you, D. Thank you, C. She texted me, but she didn't call me. Y'all should have called me. All right, let's start it over. Y'all did not hear me. Gosh. All right. Here's what I said. Okay. I said we're going to go over these motions that Mr. Steele got approved by the judge and those that did not get approved. Okay. Number one, which was a motion that Mr. Steele had asked that the state not bring Amanda Berg as a witness. Amanda, I guess, must have been the sister of Daniel, and he had purchased a car from his relative, I think his sister. I don't know exactly what relative it is, but I think that's his sister. He had purchased a car from her after he was unalive. Lacy brought the car over to their house instead of ringing the doorbell or not, seeing the person in person. She just left the car, took an Uber back, and called them and say the car was left in front of the house. So the judge agreed with Mr. Steele that that is more prejudicial than it is probative, right? So, but the judge granted the motion, but he also said that if someone like from the defense side opened up that door, then they can go ahead on and talk about it. But right now, the judge did grant the motion that the state shall not offer evidence of that occurrence, of her leaving the car and not contacting the family, telling them that, going in person or ringing the doorbell and say, hey, there's the car. No, she did it over the phone. So they said, no, don't do that. So that's number. The next one, the motion number 2 is when Mr. Steele is seeking to exclude Lieutenant Harperson when he said that the defendant was not being truthful in the 911 call. So, and also the possible interview saying that she was not truthful. So now the state says that they're not planning on calling that witness to testify that she was not being truthful. So the motion was granted for that part of the testimony that shall not be brought in as evidence. So that's number 2. Number 3, the defendant asked that they exclude any witness, any testimony from anyone. He does not want the state to ask the question that, is Daniel the type of person to take his own life? They cannot ask that question at all. And the state cannot seek any witness on whether or not Daniel is the type of person that would take his own life. That question is off the table. Cannot ask it at all. And then number 4, so that one was granted. So he got three motions so far granted. The next one was a motion where the defendant, Mr. Steele, asked him to move to exclude the illegal to exclude her arrest and the shoplifting. But the state agrees that the court, the evidence of the defendant's past drug use and shoplifting will not be mentioned. So they will not mention that part about it, okay? But what will be mentioned was the state proffered that it will present evidence that the defendant retrieve a firearm before, like there was some situation where something happened at a party, and I guess somebody was out there, and she went to her inside the house and got the firearm to protect those that was at the party, and so the state proffered that it will present evidence that the defendant once retrieved a firearm related to an incident that occurred in her back porch. Considering the proffered of Rule 401, 402, and 403, the court intends to admit that evidence and denies the motion. So, to an extent, so he's not going to allow the shoplifting stuff to be brought in, but he's going to allow the situation of her bringing out the gun for that incident that happened in the yard at a certain extent. Okay, that was motion. So that's partially on one, partial on another. So he has half of this motion. That was motion number 4. Motion number 5. This is the state's motion. Oh, this is the state. That's not defense. This is motion number 1 for the state. The state seeks to admit the phone call. Remember, there was a recording that Daniel did in regarding to an argument him and Lacy Boles was having, and he wants to. They want to bring that up, but the state said that they will bring in sufficient foundational information in order to bring that part of the testimony in, because Mr. Steele is saying basically now it's basically hearsay because it's the person's not here to say what happened and what was on the mind, what was going on. So he doesn't want to bring that one in. But the judge says that he is going to reserve that one. He didn't decide on anything on that one yet. So that one's reserved. That was the state. But it says regarding hearsay objection, the court notes that most of the recording captures speeches which does not meet the definition of hearsay. On the other hand, statement apparently made by the descendant at or around 8:12, this is in the recording, at 8:12, 8 minutes and 12 seconds, concerning what defendant's family told him, that's hearsay. So they're not going to let that. So the judge wants them to redact some of that stuff that's being said that was hearsay. They have to do that before the judge allows them to play it. Something about in the recording at 8 minutes and 35 seconds, the defendant talked about the descendant talked about somebody cheating, that somebody in the family told him that Lacy was cheating on him. So that part is going to be omitted as well because it's considered hearsay because he's saying somebody told him. Okay. Therefore, then they're saying that one must be redacted, right? And if requested, the court will give a limited instruction to the effect that the juror cannot consider the truth of the descendant assertion containing in that recording. Okay. Number 6 of the defense motion to suppress the search. We already know that has been denied because you just heard the officer on the stand. The officer brought the paperwork, her giving consent for the house to be searched. So therefore, it was not an illegal search, even though there was not a warrant for the search, but she gave consent. It's just like saying the police come to your house and you allow the police to come in. And if the police search, you gave them the consent to come in and search. So normally, their police were supposed to get a search warrant from the judge, but because she signed off on that search, that consent, he didn't need to go get it from the judge. So that was denied. The suppression was denied. So anything they found in that house during that search can be brought as evidence in this case. Okay, which is that's big right there, because there's some stuff that they found that they're bringing in. All right, the next one is number 7. Amend unopposed motion for jury questionnaire. So this is a questionnaire right here, and we're going to go over the questionnaire. Okay, we're going to go over the questionnaire. So the only thing the judge wants removed is question 20 and question 21. Let me tell you what question 20 and 21 is. 20 is, have you ever had to call 911 for something other than a fender bender, something that you would consider an emergency? And then number 21, whether it resulted in a 911 call or not, who here has ever witnessed or been part of what you would consider a traumatic event? So the judge wants those 2 questions removed. All right, so he wants those, but other than that, he's okay with them because both parties agreed to those questionnaire. Okay, judge he said he don't normally allow that, but because both sides consent, he'll let it slide. All right, number 8, a motion to exclude statement. Okay, now the judge did rule on that one that the judge did rule that should not be allowed. And let me tell you what this one is. This is the video that I played the other time, where she is in the interrogation room and she's talking to one officer, and the officer says to her something about what happened, and then she says something about she talked about this, she said this already, and she's done talking about it. So at that point, when she says she's done talking about it, it's basically she's ceasing the part where she's, how the Miranda rights, and so she's exercising her right to be silent, and anything said will not be held against her. So she decided to impose her right not to say anything. So the judge did rule that they must exclude that part of the testimony, because once she it says the defendant's motion is granted. The portion of the interview following defendant's statement that she's done talking about it shall not be presented before the jury. So they won on that one. Okay. The next one is number 4, the exclusion of the photograph. Okay, you guys, I don't know if I showed you the picture. I think I did in my previous video before the other video, where the state was bringing in a picture of Daniel at around the age of 10, using his right hand writing with a pencil. And what is being said that the Daniel was right-handed, but Lacy is saying that he was ambidextrous, where he can write with both hands, right? And so the defense argument is that picture should not be shown. You know why? Because it's showing a 10-year-old, which is prejudicial. Because you're not going to even look at him having the right hand. You're going to be seeing Daniel as a little boy, which is going to put in the feeling for the jurors, and it's not going to be fair to the defendant. So the state did agree that they're not going to use that particular picture, but they wanted to bring a picture where he's an adult and he has a hammer in his right hand, and he's to show that he is going to use the hammer with the right hand. Mr. Still doesn't want any picture of him with right hand or left hand, whatever, and because he says that it becomes like a 403 type of thing. It's not necessary. It's going to be more prejudicial than anything. So let me see. I think the judge did agree that they're going to hold on. Oh, the judge did say, and it's limited, right? But if they could lay down, he said the court has reviewed the photograph, and upon considering the rule 401, 402, 403, the court finds the photograph is relevant and is probative. Value is not outweighed by those factors set forth in rule 403. Upon proper foundation, so they got to lay the proper foundation on this, right? Proper foundation, the adult life photograph, so they can bring the adult life photograph, but the state has to lay the proper foundation on that. So the judge is allowing that picture, the adult one, not the kid one, not the 10-year-old one, but the adult picture of him holding the hammer with the right hand. Okay, don't allow that to be in there. Okay, the next one, which is a big one, y'all. This is a big one. The motion for the DNA results. The defendant filed her motion for a DNA testing result. The state consent and stated that all discovery has been disclosed to the defense. That motion is granted. So the DNA results, they want that to be shown. Mrs. Steele wants that. All right. So those were the motions. So he really basically won most of those motions to be suppressed. So the only thing that's not going to be suppressed is the search of the home, the adult picture. That's not going to be suppressed. All right. One more thing before I end this live. Got one more thing. This is the questionnaire for the jurors, right? All the question was okay by the judge, with the exception of the two, question number 20 and question 21, which they talk about the 911 calls. If the juror has ever experienced that, he think that's not necessary. So, do you guys want me to go ahead on and read this? Do you want me to read this? Anybody wants me to read these questionnaires? Or are you okay? Everybody's okay? I can read it if y'all want me to read it. Yes or no? What do y'all think? Are y'all sleeping on me? You're welcome, C Sheets. Are y'all sleeping on? No, I want a definitive. I don't want no sure. You can read it if you want. Yes or no? Do you want me to read it? And I just don't want one person saying yes either. Do y'all want me to read this? Yes or no? You guys, only one person in here? Do y'all want this? Rosie, thank you for answering the question. Do you guys want this question read? Okay, Serena. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead on and read this, the questionnaire, okay? Number 1, this is the voir dire that they're going to ask the jurors and stuff like that. Has anyone ever served on a jury in a trial of any kind? If so, what was the case about? Where were you the foreman? How would you describe the experience? Number 2, has anyone served as a grand jury? When? Where? Did you indict any case for murder that you can recall with the DA office, these DAs, and whether or not it's those particular DAs? Okay. Number 3, have any of you, for any reason, this is like when they're going to raise their hand, for any reason, given a statement to or have questioned by or made a report to the police and an investigator, lawyer, etc., other than a traffic accident? Number 4, have any of you ever testified or given a statement under oath, whether at a trial or hearing or in a disposition, an affidavit, anything at all? I have. Let's see how many of us going to answer the question. I want to see if you, okay, y'all guys, y'all be the jurors, okay? Let me ask y'all a question. Y'all say yes or no if you have, okay? Let me know if you guys. I have. I've testified because I had a couple of cases myself. Okay. Number 5. Do you know anyone, even an acquaintance, who worked or has worked in a capacity for a prosecutor's office, whether district attorney, solicitor, U.S. attorney's office, whether lawyers, investigators, administrator in any way at all? I have. Do any of you guys know any prosecutors, lawyers, investigators, any of that? I do. I know. So, all right. Next question. Do you have any friends or family members who ever worked in the Paulding County District Attorney's Office? Nope. I haven't. Nope. Number 6. Do any of you have friends or family members who worked in law enforcement agency anywhere? Police, sheriff department, marshal's office, FBI, etc. I have. I do. I have friends and I have a family member. So, yeah. If so, do you know anyone who worked now or has worked in the either Paulding County Sheriff Office, Powder Spring Police Department, or Georgia Bureau of Investigation? Not me. Nobody in Georgia. Not me. No. All right. Number 7. Have any of you worked or applied for a job with law enforcement agency, prosecutor's office, Department of Correction, jail, or prison? No, I have never. Any of you guys? I've never even applied. Okay. Next. Who has worked, volunteered with, or contributed to any group that is involved in victim assistance, victim rights, crisis center, hotline, MADD, which is Mothers Against Drunken Drivers, or with any courts such as volunteer court visitors, guardian ad litem? Oh, I have. Anybody? All right, next. Do any of you have any legal training or experience? Have you been to law school or paralegal school, worked in a law office, a courthouse, or any kind of thing? I have. Okay. Anyone? Number 13. Have you been in a situation in where you are in fear of your own life or safety, or for the life or safety of others? Have I ever been in a situation where I feared for the life of? I have, but it wasn't like severe. All right. Number 14. Have you ever witnessed or been present when someone was shot with a gun? No, I haven't. Thank you, Jesus. Do you know anyone who has died by S, with the S word, right? Unaliving. Or anyone who has lost a loved one by unaliving? I know someone who has. My niece unalived herself. But it wasn't by a pew, it was by something else. My niece unalived herself. Do you know any situation in which a person attempted to take their own life but was not successful? No, she was successful. Have you lost a friend or family member in what was or suspected to be a homicide? Yeah. Yeah. All right, next question. Do you know anyone who has died under what you or others consider suspicious circumstances? Yeah, I have. Has anyone recently experienced a death of someone close to you, no matter what the circumstances? My dad. Yeah. Okay, this is the 911. We're not going to answer those questions. That question. Okay, 22. Do you have any knowledge, training, and special interest in forensics, crime scene investigations such as blood evidence, ballistic, DNA, or engineering? Do you have knowledge or training of? I don't have knowledge or training. I mean, I have knowledge, but I don't have training. I have knowledge, yeah, because of learning about different cases and stuff like that. I have knowledge. 23. Do any of you have any medical training or expertise, including CPR? I have CPR. Yay! I have CPR. Do any of you guys say it? Okay. 24. Have you ever been involved in affected by any situation in which there was domestic violence, psychological or emotional abuse? Yes, and yes. Number 26. Has your life ever been affected by addiction to alcohol or drug, whether prescription drug or street drug, or have been around people with addiction issue? I have been around people with addiction issues. Yep. 28. Are any of you familiar with the Bresmill Court? This is off of Davis Mill Road in Dallas. Nope, I'm not familiar with that court. Number 29. Has anyone ever been to a restaurant bar called 278 South Harlem? Or do you know anyone who works there? Nope, I don't know anybody that works at that bar. 30. Does anyone follow the Paulding County Office, Powder Spring Department, GBI, Paulding DA Office, or any law enforcement on Facebook or any social media? Nope, but I'm about to start following them now since you just mentioned it. Let me go follow them. Let me put them in here now. Okay, Paulding County Sheriff. Here they go right here. I'm gonna start following them too. They only got They only got seven people that I know is following them. So I'm following that one. Okay, let's go another one. What else we gonna do? We're gonna do Powder Springs Police Department. I'm going to follow them. All right. I already followed them already. Okay. All right. What's the other one? GBI? We're going to do GBI. I'm going to go follow them. There we go, Georgia. I'm already following them already. All right, I'm already following them. Okay, who else am I supposed to be following? Okay, I'm following all three of these. I wasn't following two of them before, but I'm following them now. Hi, David. How are you? How you doing, David? Okay, next question. Yeah, we're doing the questionnaire. 31. As you know from hearing this indictment reading, this is a case in which Lacy Boles is accused of the murder of her husband, Daniel Akers, who died in December of 2019. There are some publicity in this case, in which it was reported that Ms. Bowl called 911 reporting that her husband shot himself, and he was found dead at the scene. Authorities disbelieved Ms. Bowles' report, and she was charged with murder and the other offenses in May of 2020. She has pleaded not guilty of those charges, and that is why we are having this trial. Have you guys heard of it other than what I talked about in this chat? Yes or no? Have you heard of this case? Is it not at all improper for you to have seen it, read it, or heard or talk about this case? But we need to know who heard about this case, no matter how slight, before you walked into this courtroom today. Have any of you guys in this chat? Dave, have you heard about this case? Dave, have you heard about this case? Anybody else have heard about this case before I even started talking about it? All right, so now, and then the next question, 32, they're going over the witness list and they ask, who do they know any of the people that they name on the witness list that they're going to name, okay? And then it says, then they tell them, look around the room. Do you see any other person in here that you know that's prospective juror? And they're going to answer yes or no. 34, have you ever seen anyone else in the courtroom today? Have you seen any of these people in the courtroom before? Any of these people? Me, Mr. Steele said, or the prosecutor, the judge, anybody? Okay. And then the final question is, finally, is there anything I haven't asked but you think the attorneys or the court should know? Please raise your hand and we'll ask you to tell us what that is later. All right. So that's all the question in the questionnaire that the judge is going to voir dire or the prosecutor going to voir dire the jurors. So that's it right there. Any questions, folks? All right. Any question? So, guys, be prepared. Anything that I find out that is happening, I'll be checking the court doc, and I will bring you guys any information that I have. I do still have a couple of clippings for the video. I didn't find it necessary, but maybe I need to see that video of her giving her testimony. Did you guys see that? I know y'all heard it, but they had a video where they showing her, and I tried to show her inside the interrogation room. Did you guys see that one? My apologies again for not realizing that my thing was unmuted. So any question? I'm about to end this live. I got to get myself together because you know where I'm going. This is a sign. This is your sign to order more pizza. All right. I'm so funny. All minds are clear? Any question? Any question from the people? Facebook, any question? Facebook, come over to YouTube if you want to ask a question. YouTube, any question? X, any question? Anybody have any question that they have they want me to answer? And if you have any kind of work Yeah, I'm about to take my butt off to work. Dallas is supposed to be bringing my meal before I leave here for work. So I might take an old person nap for a minute because I don't start work until 4. So I have enough time to take an old person's nap because, being old, sometimes you have to take a nap, you know? You got to take a nap because I be feeling sleepy all the time. I think it's because I be working so much, right? Y'all don't forget, listen, guys, y'all know covering cases is not free. Gas is high, I have to pay for gas, there's travel expense, and I won't be working during the time I'm going down to the courthouse. So your support is definitely needed. Okay. It's not about me just begging y'all, it's about you helping a sister out, it's not free. I don't have this big old company helping me to cover the cost like these news broadcaster, but I do the same thing they do. You know what I'm saying? In fact, I do a little bit more because I bring you guys information that they don't want to tell you about. You know what I'm saying? The facts of the case. And I stick with it, I'm from the beginning to the end. Because you don't hear them talking about what went on pretrial. I was at the pretrial and I'm telling you guys what's going on, what happened, and being as neutral as possible. Okay. All right. So, and please, whatever amount, even if it's I was gonna say even if it's a penny. No, penny. I need more than a penny. Okay, I need more than a penny. All right. So this is the way to support this channel. I have Cash App, I have PayPal, I have Zelle, I have Venmo, and I have Apple Pay. All right. So those are the ways of supporting this channel. No amount is too little. Okay. Except a penny, because I don't think a penny gonna work on that system. Most systems don't even accept a penny. So, all right. All minds are clear now, right? Are we ready to end this live? You guys good? Are you guys cool? You guys understand what I talked about? Do you want me to elaborate on anything? I just want to know before I end. All minds are clear. And also, whenever I do pray, those who are not believers and you don't have to pray with me, but I do pray because I want God to open our minds and help us to understand what's going on and for us not to be judgmental. Let the system play itself out. Let it do what it's supposed to do. And we pray that they get good jurors that are going to listen to the facts and not rumors, okay? And be truthful in what they're in their voir dire, that they will be honest in whether or not they have heard the case and what they, make sure that no one has any ulterior motive behind it, and that they're going to get some good jurors that's going to listen to the evidence and give their verdict in this case. Okay. So let's pray. Father God, we come before you, thanking you, Lord, for a wonderful live this afternoon. I thank you for my brothers and sisters in this chat, Lord, those who are seeking answers, those who have been affected by this case, Father. I pray that you give them peace that surpasses all understanding, Lord. I pray for forgiveness. I pray for restoration. I pray for those who are guilty to repent and admit the wrong that they've done and throw themselves at the mercy of the court. Father, I thank you right now. I thank you for this opportunity. I thank you for opening up doors. I thank you for allowing me to get a Rule 22 for me to be able to bring to the people the facts and not my opinion, so they can see exactly what's going on in the courtroom. I pray that the courtroom give us favor, that they allow us to be able to record the things that we need to record in the courtroom, Father. I thank you for law and crime, that they'll be able to bring the people the case. Lord, I pray that you give me favor, that you give me open doors, and Father, that everything that I need will be provided for me as I travel back and forth. Father, I thank you for favor. I thank you for your goodness. I thank you for your mercy. I pray for the judge. I pray for the jurors. I pray for the prosecutor. I pray for the defense team. I even pray for Miss Boles, Father God. I pray for both family right now in the name of Jesus, Lord. I pray for peace. I pray for understanding. I pray for clarity, Father God. I pray for their children, Father. I pray, Father God, that your will be done in this case. In Jesus' name we pray. All right. May the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent one from another. And all right. I'll see you guys later. God bless you guys. Bye. Let me take this thing off my face so I can say bye. Bye.
Thank you for watching the infamous Sylvia channel, where laughter and fun make up our panel. Together we build this digital spree. We appreciate you and our growing family. With mods by our side and chat flowing free in this online space. It's just you and me. We laugh until tears roll down like the rain. In this virtual world, you ease all my pains. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We cherish the moments, the highs and lows, from the latest gossip to stories untold. You're more than a viewer, you're part of the crew in this space of ours. It's all because of you. This digital world where emotion is shared, every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign, enjoys what we'll gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. This digital world where emotion is shared, every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign enjoys what we'll gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click